make some beats outside. I got my little Juno synthesizer, and it looks like my little audio interface is working. So I'm probably gonna try to not be looking at the screen too much. So if you got any comments, that'd be cool. I should be getting on the trail here in a second. But yeah, let's get down on the trail. And once I get on the trail, then I'm gonna start pointing y'all forwards. So let's go right. Yeah, we're here in Seattle, Washington. Right now I'm under the Aurora Bridge. But yeah, my goal is to make more live videos. And I thought while biking, it would actually be a pretty good time to talk about my process. What's up, Dylan? How's it going? Happy to have you on the stream. Got to cross the street, so I can't really look at the chat. Oh. All right, so yeah, we're just trying to find a cool place to make a beat. I got my synthesizer and I got my MPC, so we're gonna sample that live. I was thinking that the best place to make a beat would be over in Ballard. And there's a couple spots in Ballard that might be nice, but it might be cool to have the chat. Okay, so we're gonna flip it around. This is a really pretty spot. It's kind of hard to capture how pretty it is, but it's super pretty. So yeah, now we're on the road. And you know, when I first, it's been, last week I posted 7 days in a row, I posted a YouTube video of myself making beats of all sorts of different types. And I think my goal at the beginning was that I was gonna use, I was gonna do a lot more YouTube lives because it would be more simple. But I think what I realized in that process is that there's actually, it's pretty difficult to use the live streams. But I did make a video last week where I decided to just kind of do like a vlogging style where I walked to go make a beat. And that was cool for a video. And it ended up being like a 45-minute video, but I thought what would be cool, I gotta be careful right here, I'm about to hit some bumps as I go over this little part. I always gotta go really slow. Also, if anybody's on there, I don't know if y'all are able to hear me because it's pretty windy. I have the cover on here, but hopefully y'all can hear me. I'll be able to go back and listen. But I thought I would use the live stream as a good way to just gather my thoughts. And I'm gonna make a video that I'm gonna edit down for YouTube of my process of using my little Juno synthesizer and making a beat outside. But, oh, that's great, that's awesome. I'm happy you can hear me. But what I realized is that I sat down last night trying to use my synthesizer to make a beat, and there's some kinks that I gotta work out before I make a video, you know? So I thought it probably makes sense to, just use this live stream as kind of like a sketch pad for myself. Ooh, watch out for these bumps. So I thought it'd be cool. I like the live streams because people can give me input. So it might be cool if people give me input on where exactly I should go, because, you know, I'm right here along the water, which is really pretty. But I was thinking it would be cool to go to the Ballard Locks, I think is a good spot. I think Golden Gardens isn't a good place to make a beat because there's gonna be too many people there. I'm also about to come across this little zone right here, which there's some sort of market going on. So this market's gonna be kind of crazy. Worst case scenario, there's some spots right over here that are really nice, and some spots that have a table, which is cool. Oh, it looks like this market's already shutting down, so there's not gonna be so many people over here, which is good. But there's also one park, I think it's called like Saltwater Park or something like that, and I think it's pretty secluded. So my goal is to go find that. There's also a place called Secret Beach which is pretty cool too. Really nice view, but I'm not sure that that place doesn't have, what it doesn't have is like a nice table. It's really good when I can find a spot that has picnic tables. One thing that I've noticed, it's been about a month now of me being pretty serious about trying to do live streams and making music outside. And the thing I've realized that's most difficult for me is finding, oh, we got another bumpy bump, is finding a place that is suitable for me to, a suitable place for me to make music outside, particularly if I'm using multiple instruments. I really need a table. I've looked up online. Oh, Denny Blaine, that would be a great spot to live stream. You're totally right, Dylan. I think if I just take the 4, I can make it over there. And I'm sure everyone there would just absolutely love that. Denny Blaine is a cool spot, but it definitely suffers from the issue of that there aren't really tables there. But it is a cool spot. I've definitely made music at Denny Blaine, but it also, similar to Golden Gardens, people are kind of there to party. See, this is a pretty nice place to make beats right here because you have, right there you have a couple of benches, which works pretty good. And if you look down on the left here, there's a little spot on the water that's secluded. And it's like a little mini park, but there aren't any tables, but a bench does go a long way. But today I have 2 electronic instruments that I'm using. So it really makes sense that I need a table. So my biggest thing is I'm looking for a picnic table. I did look up online and I found a couple of camping tables, and those camping tables are pretty cool, but they're all fairly small, you know? Like none of them are as large as I really need. So if anybody out there, you see this video and you got any ideas for some lightweight tables, I've seen there's the option for, I could ultimately, there's like DJ decks, but they're normally like, I can't find anything lightweight enough, but also sturdy. It's a pretty tough mix. There's those piano stands, and then maybe I could put like a piece of something on top of it to put my DJ gear. But what I've realized in the time trying to do live streams outside, my biggest issue is where exactly am I gonna put my beat gear, So that's kind of my number one goal. But today, we're just making this video, and I just wanted to show you all the process of how I'm gonna get to the spot that I'm gonna make the video. Right now, we're going down the Burt Gilman path in Seattle. It's a pretty good path. I will say, there are a lot of bumps. I got my DJI mic, which I thought, hey, this DJI mic is gonna work pretty, it's pretty quality. I see a lot of people do these more vlogging style videos, and the audio quality isn't as high as with the DJI mic. Now, I am a little concerned because I have my tripod connected to the front of my bike, and I have my nice mic set up, but I'm feeling a little inspired because last Friday, I went up to Fidalgo Bay and I was making a beat, and my tripod fell over and I gotta be careful going over these roto tracks, but I broke my DJI mic in the process of making that video, and that was pretty overwhelming. But the cool thing was, it was actually a pretty easy, inexpensive fix to fix that USB. So that gave me a little bit of bravery that maybe I can push myself as far as, I can strap all my gear to the front of my bike and just go for it. But I'll probably be checking in at certain moments as I'm biking. Also, as I'm biking to where I need to go, it's mainly Burt Gilman, which is really nice. I'm gonna have a spot coming up here that's a little bit rougher. That spot is basically, I think there's a company here in Ballard. Oh, we got a car, they're gonna let me go. There's a company, I think it's like a gravel company or like a cement company that they essentially won't let the city build a bike path in front of their business. So in Ballard, it gets a little sketchy because you got to go on the street for a second. It would be cool if I could find a spot before there, but I'm pretty sure all the spots that I want to go to are after. So I'm just gonna keep going. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ride my bike to the Ballard Locks, but then I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna try to find that saltwater park. And I think what's important is to see if there is a picnic table. And if there is a picnic table, then I'm gonna keep the live stream going as I just set up my gear. Oh, it's really bumpy. And I'm gonna set up my gear and I'm gonna test everything out. And once I've tested everything out and work everything out and see if anybody has any ideas or comments, then we're gonna go in and then I'm gonna edit that video down. And then when I'm all done, I think we have two options. One option would be to live stream on Instagram my way home, which is something I did for a video the other night where I made a video in the garden and then walking home, I just did a little live stream. And that was pretty fun, pretty fruitful, some cool ideas from that. But the other idea would be, I'm just scoping out cool spots as I go. So I might make 3 little short videos of myself making beats outside here in Seattle. So we'll see how I'm feeling when all is said and done. It's still pretty early on Sunday. It's been an interesting balance of, I made YouTube videos 7 days in a row. That was really cool. The thing is, I'm really quite passionate about making beats outside. So I had to sort of force myself to not make YouTube videos for 2 days, and that was kind of hard. And I had all these ideas, but I think as opposed to making a video a day, I'm gonna push myself. All right, let's cross this street. I'm gonna push myself this next week to, I'm gonna try to make a video every 2 days, and I'm gonna try to bump up the quality of my videos, put a little bit more time into editing them down and making them a little bit more quality and a little bit more viewable. So a little less content, but a little bit more quality. I'm gonna try to focus on my sleep a little bit better. I only got about 5 hours of sleep every day last week. So I've been pushing myself to get a little bit more sleep over the weekend. And the coffee shop is a little bit slower right now. So, all right, let's see if I can make it through. Let's see if they see me. All right, we're crossing through. All right, this isn't the sketchy part, but it's definitely the end of the part of the bike ride that's like Burt Gilman fun times. And now we're about to enter into Ballard on the street railroad track time. Be careful. So my goal is to get a little bit more sleep this week, focus a little bit more on the quality. I was able to go from basically 0 watch hours in the week to 16 watch hours, which I'm pretty proud of. And everything I was learning is that those first watch hours are definitely the most difficult to get, and everything kind of snowballs from that point. I also realized the videos that I did that were received the best were definitely the videos that had the best thumbnails. So I'm gonna focus a little bit more on those thumbnails. I experimented around a lot, which was pretty fun. I'm gonna focus on making professional thumbnails that stand out. And I've been looking at YouTube videos and just thinking about particularly people who make beats on the MPC like me and do tutorials, which are the ones that really stick out to me, like what really resonates with me. So I'm gonna try to make more of those. But yeah, try to get some rest while I do it. It's good, I have plenty of time to do it right now because the coffee shop is a little bit slower. So I can put forth a little bit more energy as we go over these bumps. All right, so now we're about to cross over from the area that's the Burt Gilman to an area that is, the wind is pretty hard. I'm gonna be on the street. So I'm gonna try to keep talking, but I'll probably focus a little bit more on the road, talk about the road. But once we get past this little point, the ride gets really pretty again. And the Burt Gilman goes all the way over to Golden Gardens. But as I was saying earlier, okay, let's see if I can cross. I'm not gonna go to Golden Gardens. All right, I can cross here. I'm not gonna go to Golden Gardens because I think that Golden Gardens is quite frankly too loud. I went to Golden Gardens probably about a week ago, and I was pretty frustrated because I was trying to make music and I was between 3 separate speakers, and all the music was completely different types of music, you know, and it was just different styles. It was like rock, electronic, and like mariachi music all going at the same time. And then here I am trying to make a beat on my headphones in the middle of all that. And that was pretty overwhelming and not fun. So one thing I've learned about making beats outside is, you know, that's one thing about my studio. I know my studio is always gonna be quiet, which is really, really nice. But whenever you're making beats outside, you can't really isolate that. So, you know, who knows, wherever I might be going, it might be really loud. We never really know what's gonna happen. So, you know, I'm just gonna keep going. I'm gonna check these different spots out. I know that if I go to the Ballard Locks is a large enough area that there's plenty of space to find a little quiet nook. All right, we go over this street. All right, keep it going. Cross there. But yeah, once we get to the Ballard Locks, we'll just keep going for a little bit. I'll try to find that. I gotta figure out what exactly that park's name is, but it's always looked really cute to me, and it's really tiny. And I believe the last time I was there, it had a picnic table. But yeah, my goal is to find a picnic table so I can make a beat with my little Juno emulator and my MPC. But yeah, last night I was just planning and thinking about making this video that I'm gonna make later to upload to YouTube. And what I was thinking about was I thought it was gonna be easy, but I was having a couple of, what would you call it? I was having a couple of issues regarding the MIDI, which was basically that my little Juno emulator, if you press play on it, it automatically has an arpeggiator, which the arpeggiator is cool, but I don't actually want to sequence my device with that arpeggiator because, you know, maybe I would, but it automatically happens that way. I'm gonna need to go into the Juno settings and figure out how to turn that arpeggiator off. So, you know, whether I'm playing it out of, like, the Juno emulator has an actual keyboard, and I've been watching a lot of videos of people making beats and using keyboards. Now, my MPC Live 2, it has pads on it, and those pads are really cool because you can match those pads to any scale, like any available scale. So I often just make beats with the pads of the MPC and using a scale, which is really cool and fun. But I like the sound of a piano, so I would like to be able to use the piano to control the sounds of the Juno synthesizer. But I would also like to use the piano and the synthesizer to play the sounds that come in the MPC, because the MPC has a lot of really cool sounds. So I think it's just gonna take me a second to get everything. I gotta go right here, it might be a little sketchy. Okay, I'm about to get over the sketchy part. So yeah, I wanna be able to use both things equally. And as of right now, last night, I was able to play the sounds from the Juno synthesizer and play them as audio samples, audio tracks into my MPC, but I was not able to control it as MIDI. So I think All right, let's see if I can cross here. So whenever I get to wherever I'm going, I don't know exactly where I'm going, I am gonna set up my gear, and I'm just gonna keep live streaming my process of trying to figure out how to use my synthesizer with ease. And then after that, I'll shoot the video pretty quickly. It'll just be a 10-minute video. And what I've realized, I think the best way to make these tutorial videos is to bring an iPhone. I have a backup iPhone, and I just shoot both videos. I clap at the beginning, and then I can edit everything down. I can edit everything down in iMovie. And whenever I'm using my DJI, the audio and the sound quality of my synthesizers and my MPC sound good enough that I can just upload that way. And then I don't have to mess with the computer at all. I do have Premiere Pro, and I think I could edit things to sound more quality. So this next week, I might try to work on that, especially if I'm spacing out the amount of videos that I'm pumping out there every day. But yeah, what I realized whenever I was, we gotta stop here at this stop sign. What I realized whenever I was messing around with my Juno synthesizer and my MPC is that, let's see, let's turn it around. What I realized is that whenever I was using the two things, everything wasn't smooth enough as I wanted it to be, especially if I'm doing a tutorial video. So I just want to go through and make everything smoother. All right, we're about to go. All right. I want to make everything smooth enough to where I can make a short little video and also just provide plenty of value to people, because, you know, one thing I've been enjoying is whenever I'm shooting videos, I don't like spending too much time editing. And I know there's a lot of different styles, but I've been almost shooting the videos that I edit as though they were a live video and telling myself I can't edit them down and I need to get it perfect in one take. And that's pretty difficult, but whenever I've been making videos that way, it really speeds up the process. And then if there's something that's a really big issue, or if there's a huge time, like a huge waste of time, I can go back later and I can edit that out, which is really nice. All right, so this is the Lock Spot Cafe. It's super cute here in Seattle. All right, happy Pride, everybody. Happy Pride. So if I wanted to, I could take a left out here and then go into the Ballard Locks, which are really pretty, which could take me over to Interbay, take me over to Golden Gardens, or not Golden Gardens, Discovery Park, which I wasn't thinking about, but Discovery Park would be a great place to make beats as well. All right, so let's keep it rolling. But yeah, we're gonna keep going past, and I'm gonna keep looking on my left. But yeah, so whenever I'm making this video right here, at the very least, you know, I'm making a little sketchbook for myself, and I can go back and gather my thoughts. Whenever I made a vlog of me walking, talking about making beats, I realized that it's a lot easier to make beats like that, or it's a lot easier to talk about my thoughts if I'm walking. As biking, I think it feels pretty good. I feel pretty good talking through my thoughts. I'm not normally talking to myself as I'm biking, but I am normally like listening to a podcast or something, not through headphones, listen on the speaker, because I'll be able to hear the cars around me. But overall, this feels pretty smooth. So yeah, I want to get my understanding of my Juno synthesizer, because it's been tucked away in a drawer and I haven't used it in a while. So there are a couple things I need to do with it. Luckily, the battery is charged. I have enough battery that I should be able to. I also have my backup charger. I got one of those MagSafe chargers for my iPhone, so if I'm live streaming, I can have the good audio as I'm live streaming, which is really nice. All right, so we're passing the railroad bridge here. So I think that we're pretty close to that saltwater park, and it's probably not going to be named that at all. But the cool thing is that I'm gonna be pretty close to the mouth of, it's not Lamont Lake Cut, but it's, got to figure out what it's called. But basically it's a little canal. I think it's called Ship Canal. But it's pretty brackish water. But yeah, we'll see if there's a pretty view. If there isn't a good place for me to set up, then you know what? I'm just gonna go back to the Ballard Locks. I could check out the secret beach, but I think people will be mad that I exposed the secret beach. And also, I don't think that the secret beach has what I need, which is a picnic table. But yeah, wow, I really loved part of the ride. Worst part of the ride is definitely back there in Ballard. But yeah, so my goals, let's try to break down the goals of what I'm trying to do for this video that I'm doing later. I want to show basically how, if you're using the MPC, how you would have it cooperate. Oh, is that it? Okay. I think that might, no, that's not. I might have just passed the park. I'll definitely know when I went too far. But it said public shore back there. So that might have been it. Let's keep going for a second, and we shall turn around if not. All right, so yeah, I think if I'm here, that definitely means I went too far. Let's go here and let's see. Let's pass the railroad track. Oh, that's bumpy. But let's go over here and let's see what we got. This is a really pretty overlook. But what it doesn't have, as I was looking for, it doesn't have the, there we are. It's really pretty, but it doesn't have the picnic table that I desire. So let's turn around. Let's turn around, and then I can talk about my goals of the video once I've found this park, because I know that I'm close. That said public shore over there, and we'll see if this is actually the spot that I've been looking for. I just got to be real careful as I cross over here again. Oh, I wonder what's over that way. I'm just gonna go down here, and we're just gonna see what happens. It says local access only, okay. Well, might as well just check and see. All right, so we're going down in here, because I know that the park that I want to go to is over here in this area. Yeah, this is a really pretty place if you wanted to have a home. Right on the Puget Sound, south end of south of Golden Gardens. Very, very beautiful. Okay, so there's the stairs that go down, some stairs. Okay, let's see if we go up through here. I think we're gonna cross the railroad tracks again. I think we're gonna go back up. But this might be, okay. All right, this might be our spot here. Let's see, I don't wanna disturb the people that are here. Okay. Okay, so in all honesty, I am not seeing a picnic table, but it is a really pretty zone. So I'm just gonna take a look again, and it looks like there's enough people that I don't really want to disturb the people that are down here. And this is all just part of the process when we're looking to make beats outside. All right, so I say we could go check this area out, but I say we turn around and let's go back where we came from. All right, let's see if I can make it up this little hill. And we can just talk about our goals a little bit more. All right, well, that's part of the process. Okay, let's see if we can cross these railroad tracks. Be careful. Okay, ooh. All right, yeah, that's a pretty cool little park. I think I'll probably come back there to just chill. But I didn't see what I wanted, which is a picnic table. Because my ultimate goal is to make a tutorial about using my little Juno emulator. And Juno is a great synthesizer, really popular in the 80s, analog synthesizer. And I really like the sounds. But I'm just gonna talk about the process of how I take my Juno synthesizer and I run it into my MPC. And it's a pretty fun process. The MPC has a lot of great synthesizers that come within it. And I haven't really had my Juno out in a while because of all of the amazing sounds in the MPC. But you know, I want to make some videos about me using my Octatrack with my MPC. And the Octatrack is incredible, but it's a little bit more complicated. And I want to do more videos this week about me sampling into my MPC, but I thought I'd stay true to my heart. And one concept that I'll talk about, that if you're new to music, like when I was new to music, I didn't want to sample at all because I thought that was kind of weak. I was like stealing other people's music and I never wanted to do that. So like, I always wanted to play my own synthesizers and play my own drums in. But then what I realized through the process of making music is that all modern electronic music is sampling. Even if you're playing the synthesizers and such, you're kind of sampling yourself. Everything in modern electronic music is sampled. Everything that is recorded is sampled. And you know, if you're playing live shows as an electronic artist, technically what you're doing is like a DJ, like you're gonna end up, you know, you're gonna come across this point where you have to curate your own music. That's, okay, let's see what's going on over here. I also like this little park. Yeah, we're just exploring all the little parks. So we're gonna go over the railroad tracks again. Looks like some people are chilling, so we don't really wanna bother them. Looks like there's a little path over that way. Okay, this is just a little overlook of the railroad tracks. That's really pretty, but I don't think this is a good spot because there's people here. I don't want to disturb them. Looks like there might be a little sidewalk sideways. Yeah, we're just going. We're trying to find the proper spot to make a beat. And my big thing that I'm looking for is a picnic table. I don't know what's going on here, but it's really quite pretty. So this is pretty. Looks like there might be some access down here. So let's just check it out and let's see how this goes. So we're just walking around. And I'm allowed in, so we'll see. Say that there's a lot of cars. It's not blocked off, so we'll see how this goes. I'm definitely not to the park yet. Oh, okay. Okay, so this is the canal. All right, so let's go back out. Sorry, everybody. This is all part of the process, trying to find a place to make a beat. I'm not sure what the canal is. Looks like it could be a restaurant. Looks like it could be an art space. But yeah, it's a really pretty spot on the canal. Okay, so I know that whenever I get to the Ballard Locks, I'm gonna have access to a picnic table. So I gotta be careful here because we have railroad tracks again. Okay. And we are really close to the Ballard Locks. And I've been recording for almost 34 minutes now. So I've been biking for 34 minutes. So I should probably get to where I need to go. Let's go down this way. I think this will be faster. I am on the road with cars and it might be bumpy, but let's be careful. Let's keep rolling. Oh, hey little puppy. Hey, little cutie. All right. So we are just about to the Ballard Locks. So if we look on our right, Let's go in here. And this is a private residence, so we aren't able to get in that way. But we're just going through the parking lot. But yeah, my goal is I want to use my Juno synthesizer. I want to be able to play those sounds in my MPC. I am not concerned in the video about using the keyboard to play the sounds of the MPC in there. But that is something that I probably will mess around with just to see that I can do it. Okay, let's see. We are here at the park. Okay, says I gotta walk my bike. So I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna start walking my bike. All right, oh man, I love this park. Such a beautiful park. So yeah, I wanna be able to use the keys of the MPC to play the sounds of the Juno synthesizer. I also want to just use the keyboard of the Juno to play its own sounds and record it in. I want to make sure that I am not triggering the arpeggiator of the Juno whenever I press play, because I do want and need, oh, it's looking really pretty. I do want the MPC and the Juno to be completely in sync, because I'm gonna sequence everything in the MPC. I also wanna go over and make sure that the sound from the Juno is recording in stereo. If I can't get it to record it in stereo, I need to record it in mono. Just to get the best audio quality. The audio did sound a little bit strange when I was recording it, and it should be a simple little 10-minute video. Let's take a look over here. I think at the very least, this little spot would be a pretty good place to make a beat. I don't know for sure. I would prefer to get closer to the water to make a beat. If you can see everything around me, this is a really quite beautiful park. Yeah, the Hiram Chittenden Locks. It's a great spot. So let's go around here. I know there's a lot of prettiness. But yeah, my goal is I want to get the best angle that just looks really pretty to be able to record the video. We have a really nice garden here, but I'm not seeing any picnic tables. Okay, so here we are at the locks themselves. So let's take a look to the left and to the right. Again, I'm not seeing any picnic tables, and that's okay. That's fine. I'm sure that I will find one somewhere, preferably where I have the ability to look over the water. Yeah, this is a great spot where people are coming in and out of Seattle. If you come here at the right time of year, there is gonna be a lot of salmon running, which is really, really fun. I really like it when the salmon run is happening. Yeah, I'm not seeing a spot with a picnic table yet. Also, the sun is coming in away from the water, so it might make sense for me to go to the other side. So let's keep going. I say we just take a look over here. Over here is really pretty, but it's not picnic tables. It's just hills. And that might be a good spot for me to shoot it. We'll see. But I say we cross over here. Okay, so I look up there. I'm not seeing picnic tables over there. Oh, got another bike. It's a pretty tight squeeze across the bridge. All right, so let's cross this. And I think it would be pretty cool if I could find a spot here, but I don't know, if my memory serves me correctly, I do not remember a spot on the actual locks. Excuse me. There are those trash cans. I could possibly do them on the trash cans over there. One really great thing about this spot is that there's a lot of seals. I think it's just like a feeding frenzy because all the fishies come through here. So they just get to eat as much as they want, which is super fun. Super fun for them. I'm gonna sneak by you, friend.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so let's cross here. I'm still not seeing a place to set up my gear. This spot might be okay. Make sure my gear stays steady. Let's cross here. I think I need to get to the other side too because I want the water behind me as I make the video. But the way that the sun is showing, it doesn't really make sense to go that way. I do like this little bench here, and I think it has a pretty good, behind it has the locks. Let's see how it looks. I like shooting the live stream too because then I can test the different look of everything. At the very least, this might be the right spot to shoot a little video on my way home. So it looks like over there, there's a work table. That's not what I want. Okay. All right, so let's walk over here. Now this is a really pretty spot. We're about to go over the locks. If you look to the right, that's where all the seals are and stuff. I don't know if I will be able to show y'all quickly enough. Yeah, this is one of my favorite spots in Seattle. It makes me really happy. It's a great meeting of the fresh water and the salt water. You can hear the locks are right here. All right, so let's see. I'm hoping that I have a table here. It might not be my day. If I can't find a table, I will find any type of surface. Over there we have a surface that looks, let's just take a look over here. This surface looks okay, and it does look pretty behind it over here. Let's take a look here. Okay, good to know that there's a restroom right here, just in case I need that. I don't think it's the prettiest view, but it is a spot. It is a spot. Okay, so let's keep it rolling. And let's flow down here. As you can see, this is a really pretty shot. I don't think you can see any salmon right now, but this is where the locks are, where they like to run through. There's that trash can, but I don't think it's big enough. Preferably, I don't want to set my gear up on a trash can, but you do what you have to do.
We're going there because
I'm thinking over there by the bridge is going to be my best bet to find the place that I want to make a beat. I probably could start biking again, but I don't think I will. This spot right here is really pretty. There's plenty of people chilling on this. Might be a cool looking video, but ideally, I don't want to have things set up on the ground. Ideally, I would have a picnic table. Now, I know there is a picnic table back by the water over by my house. I saw a really cute chihuahua. So that might be a place that I can go to. But I don't want this video to be a failure. I'm running up on 44 minutes here, and I still haven't found a spot, but this is just part of the process of making beats outside. And I can look both ways. I'm thinking there's a little chair there, but I don't think that's actually a really good spot for that. I'm just gonna look over here at this bridge, and we're gonna see if we can find some sort of surface that I can make a beat on. And if we can't, I can always set up the video later, but let's go out here. I think I'm almost to the point where if there were a spot, there would be a spot. Now, right here might be good. We have this chair and it's not too dirty. Let's keep walking just a little bit more. See if we can find a picnic table. I'm not sure, my memory serves me correctly. I feel like I remember seeing picnic tables before in the past. But you know, sometimes you just envision what you want to see. So right here is nice because it's shaded and it has a really pretty view. But I don't know if I could get the right angle that I want. These steps are pretty cool, but I don't think that's the right space for me to make a video. You know, I might be able to make it work. We shall see. Let's go here. This might be a good spot. This is another, Let's keep it going just a little bit longer. We might have to wrap this stream up. It's not a failure. We just haven't found exactly what we were looking for, which is a picnic table. So let's go right here. Oh my gosh. I was just about to give up. But if you notice, there's one issue with this picnic table. It's that it's cool, but it doesn't really have a great view. So let's keep walking over here, but step one, we found a picnic table. Great job, Corey. Not exactly the quality that you want. It sucks that there are all those trees blocking the view that we want to see, but let's go. Who knows, let's keep going just for a little bit longer. Keep exploring. Let's go right here. Okay, so there's a nice little overlook and we have people chilling here at this secluded chair. So that's really quite a lovely spot. It looks like here's the end of the park. So we can't really go any further. Let's check out over here. So they got a nice viewpoint there. Okay. Now this is kind of interesting. Okay. This might be something that I can work with. Because here, I'm wondering if I can get a view. Let's just set my bike here. We might be able to get a good view of some stuff. So over there are the locks. In front of us is the bridge. Now, what's up? How's it going, man? Might try to shoot a video here, maybe in the future. I don't know if today's the day, but this is a cool spot. And if you see right here, it's just the right level for making beats, which is great. Pretty good, man. You doing okay? What's up? My name is Corey. Thank you, man. Okay, so that spot was cool, but I don't think it's the right spot. I wish that it was, but I don't think this picnic table is the right spot either. Because it's pretty, but it doesn't have the view that I desire. So I think I need to go back, and since this is the only picnic table that I've found, I think I need to settle for a spot that has a pretty view of the locks and is good enough. I think it is good enough. It is good enough if I can have a view of the water behind me. And if I'm sitting down, then I can keep one thing in my legs, on top of my legs, and then I can keep the other device the other way. Huh. It's interesting. It looks like right here there is access to the water. But I don't know if I can get my bike down there. Huh, that's pretty interesting. Okay, so let's go back here. Also right here, I'm intrigued by this spot as well. So.
It seemed like a shorter walk this time. Wasn't it shorter?
Right here we have this thing that's talking about, it's talking about the seals. And that's pretty cool. I think if there was a little ledge below it, it would be fine if I shot a video on it, but I think that it's not, I think that my beat pad would fall off. And I think that would make me really angry. Okay, so I think this might be our best bet right here. And who knows, we might get some cool seal photos in the process. But let's just go ahead and put our bike here. I need to figure out how exactly I can fit my bike to fit and not fall. We're gonna face the camera down just a little bit. Okay. Let's see, let's take this off of my bike. And maybe let's set everything up a little bit closer to the water. I do need to keep an eye out for my bike. I have my tripod pretty intensely put on my bike, which is smart because I didn't want it to fall off. But this way I can see myself as I set everything up. So, okay, let's see how this looks. At least we have the locks behind me. It's not perfectly ideal. I'm coming up an hour on this live stream, so I'm feeling like I probably need to stop soon. But before we do so, I would love to be able to set up my gear. Love to set up my gear and make sure that my stuff doesn't fall over. Hey, so I should have everything that I need right here. And let's keep our bike right there. And now I can flip everything around. All right, let's flip everything around. Let's see how this looks. So we have my bike. We got the locks behind us. So let's kind of set that up a little better. And let's see how we can make this look. When I just go ahead and I do a straight up tutorial video, this might not be the proper angle for a couple reasons. All right. Okay. This is something. We're here at the water. Looks like my mic is still working. Yeah, so let's set up our gear and let's see what we can do. You can't really see my MPC. So let's try right here. Okay, We can see it a little bit better there. And then let's go here. Okay, we can set that up a little bit better. Maybe what I can do is set this up like this. And then if I set this up like this, and this is gonna get pretty uncomfortable pretty quick, but that's okay. So what we need to do is, we got, whoop, everything's all tied together. Oh my goodness, my wires are all tied together. Got all my wires crossed, that's okay. Let's pull everything out. So basically just gonna try to set up everything for a video later. I think I might end up shooting the final video over on the other side. There's that spot that I really liked. I thought it was pretty cool. I'm just trying to find the things that I need. Okay, here we have our DJI mic. So what we can do is now, even though everything got all gathered together, let's pull that out. And what we're gonna do is, we're gonna come in here, we're gonna plug the output of this device, we're gonna plug that into the input 102 of my MPC. All right, so now we're gonna go in and I just realized a problem. It's okay, because what we can do is, I realize that I don't have enough cables, because in order to run, oh my goodness, that's unfortunate. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay though. What we can do is, we can put this microphone right here, and we can just, well, let's not even worry about it. We're gonna do all the microphone out of here. Oh my gosh, I have enough cables. Oh, do I? I don't think I do. Because I need a converter, because this isn't big enough to play out of here. But let's see, do I have the converter? I think I left that at home. That's very unfortunate, but let's just check real quick, because I thought that I might have left one. This always ends up happening. It's the converter that I need for my headphone jacks to plug in. I always have it until I need it, and then I don't have it. That's okay. All right, so we can put that away. And all we need now is to plug the output of this device. I have my backup charger here, and we're gonna plug that out here into here. Now there's another thing that I could test, which is I think I could technically use this as the sound device on this device, and then I could use my other out to play. But we won't worry about that because this microphone sounds good enough. Let's go ahead and put all these back in the bag. That's rather unfortunate. And it is a little bit difficult to see everything. So we're going to do the MIDI output A. We're going to run the MIDI output A into the MIDI input of this device. And then we're going to come in here. It is a little bit hard to see like this. This isn't my ideal setup. Might even make more sense to set up on a bench over there. Let's charge everything up. Okay. So since we have the MIDI output out from here over into here, this is essentially going to be like the sound module. So as we go in, right away we're gonna set up a audio track. So now that we have the audio track on, we're gonna do monitor to in. So now we can hear everything that we're playing out of here into here. We're gonna do the multi-record. Let's press play and let's see if the arpeggiator starts playing. Okay, so I don't want that arpeggiator to play. So if we go to edit, there's note and there's gate. So let's press down edit again. This is sequence. And let's turn all of these off. This probably isn't the easiest way to do it, and I will look up in the manual an easy way to do it for the future before I make my YouTube video about this process. So, okay, there we go. Now you can't hear that. But what we need to do now is, okay, we take that off. Let's go out of edit mode, and let's go in here. So I like the way that sounds. Let's turn it down a little bit. So what we're gonna do is, so I could just play the notes on the keyboard of the Juno. But what I wanna do is I wanna play the pads from my MPC. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go press a new track, and we're gonna do a MIDI. Okay, so right now we have the MIDI, but let's check out the port. Let's do MIDI output A. Okay, so cool, so that's playing. So then I can pick which key that I want. Let's try D major. So now I can go through and let's pick some other sounds. That sounds really nice to me. So we're at 120 BPM, but let's bring it down to 115. So I'm turning the multi-record off of the MIDI because I don't want the MIDI to record, but I do want the audio to play in. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go here. Okay, so for some reason that didn't play. So let's go do an erase. I think I know what it is. I think that is on record. The audio track needs to be recorded, but I do need to be on track number 2. So let's see if this works. Huh. Okay, so that also did not record anything. Oh, what I need to do is turn this to in. Okay, so that sounds kind of bad to me. And the other thing that I was wanting to work through is that it's only playing on one channel. So we have both of these outputs, but they're only running to one channel. So what we need to do is we need to go here and we need to go to the send. So we're on audio 1, we're on the ins and outs. So it says input 1 and 2. So I say we just go to input 1. So for some reason it's not splitting both ways. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna do it one way. And we'll see if that makes it sound better. So I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna delete this little track here. And let's go back over here. And for some reason it's not playing now. So what's going on there? So what did I do to change everything? So this is still on auto. So let's go back. It's on track A. So let's go over here and think about what did I do. Let's change it back to in. What did I do to change? I did something to change it. So let's change it back to auto. And then let's go to the ins and outs, because I clearly did something here that's changing it out. If you're trying to record in the MPC, it's not working, there's phono versus mono, and that's probably the thing that you had turned off. I don't think that's what I have going on here. Well, let's go to the FX. Let's go to the ins and outs. So now I set it to input 1, but now let's try input 2, because input 2 might have been, for whatever reason, input 2 might have been the only one that was recording. So let's try input 2. And let's go back. Okay. So for some reason, only input 2 was recording. Okay, so we're just gonna record our little short loop, and so this was working, so this should work. Let's see, we're gonna try it. Okay, so that doesn't sound good to me. Might not be able to record a video today. My battery's also running low on here. This is all part of the process. I can definitely make a beat back when I get up to my neighborhood later. Okay, but let's try to make a beat as quickly as we can before I gotta get going. Okay, so let's go in here and we're gonna say erase. Okay, we're gonna do it. And then let's just do a little play. Oh, what I need to do is erase this one. We're gonna press erase, okay. What we're gonna need to do is, I'm gonna need to just be able to play it to the freaking beat. For some reason I can't. So let's go in, let's just turn Okay, so I think I should double the length and then, yeah, let's record it. Okay, that sounds pretty good to me. So now I think it would be a great time to add a drums in. So we're gonna go in here, we're gonna say drums. Let's go ahead and turn the metronome off. And let's go into those drums. I think it'd be cool to do like a house, like a sort of a house drums. I gotta be careful because I'm looking right in the sun too. Okay, let's see. Got all these little drums loaded. Ooh, I think a 707 might sound really nice. Got a lot of birdies around me, a lot of action. So let's go in and let's see if we can find a 707. Let's do a Lindrum. So we go here. What's that? All right. Yeah, no. Nice, got people grooving. Thank y'all. All right, so now I think it's a good time to add another audio track. So we're gonna do an audio track. We're gonna record on, we're gonna put auto, and then we need to go back to our MIDI because that's what's playing the notes into here. And I think it'll be cool if we pick a pad of some kind. So let's go through and pick some sounds. Okay, can you? All right, that's cool, Sam. Let's see what else we got. It's all good. Okay, so that sounds good to me, so I think we should record that. can try to go in and we can try to turn that off, add another track. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in and we're gonna add another audio track here, depress in, and we gotta record that. So now I think we should do the sound of the pad. So then we need to go back into the MIDI and let's pick a chord. So let's go here. Oh, thank you. I just saw like a crazy blue heron back there. Okay. I think I'm about to have to wrap this up, but I thought I'd just give like a little bit of a closer look. I probably don't need to be wearing my helmet neither. I think I got a little bit of a sunburn. But also, yeah, let's take the helmet off. Yeah, so this sounds pretty good, and I realized the best way right now to turn off the sequencer was to just go in and turn it off, and that was something I couldn't figure out the other night. But I'm having a lot of fun, so I think I'm just gonna play for like 5 more minutes. Hopefully y'all can hear everything. Yeah, I'm playing off the sounds of the pad into here. And the sounds on here sound really good. The sounds in the MPC sound really good, but I'm having a really fun time playing. You couldn't see it, but there was like a bunch of families and kids dancing, so that was pretty cool. So let's go in and let's just play around for a little bit longer. I think I'm gonna say at 85 minutes, I'm gonna shut this off. And I can save all this and then I have this forever. Okay, my MPC's running low. Probably not gonna do a tutorial video here, but I learned a lot about my MPC. I was able to come here. I think I have enough battery to make some cool videos on my way home. And then I think I will shoot a video either at my home or there's a park pretty close by that has some pretty nice picnic tables. So yeah, thank y'all so much. And I feel like I learned a lot. And thanks so much for checking out my live stream.